right, we found the story, and it's important. When you don't deport illegal aliens, particularly who commit crimes, you can have horrific consequences. And this administration is not deporting, or certainly not enough, illegal immigrants who create crimes. Now, this is not an academic matter. This is a real-life disaster. I'll give you an example from the Miami Herald. Immigration authorities released man who went on to kill 3 in North Miami. When burglar Kessler Dufresne became a twice-convicted felon in 2006, a Bradenton judge shipped him to prison for 5 years. And because of his convictions, an immigration judge ordered him deported to his native Haiti. But that never happened. Instead, when his state prison term was up, Miami immigration authorities in October 2010 released him from custody. 2 months later, North Miami police say he slaughtered 3 people, including a 15-year-old girl, in a murder case that remains as baffling today as it did the afternoon the bodies were discovered. The episode is a black eye for U.S. authorities, who by law could not detain him indefinitely after the Obama administration ordered a temporary halt of deportations to the island nation. The deportations were halted because of the carnage wrought by Haiti's January 2010 earthquake. Quote, because of the moratorium on removals to Haiti in effect when Dufresne came into ICE custody, his removal to Haiti was not likely in the reasonably foreseeable future, an Immigration and Customs Enforcement spokesman said in a statement Friday. For North Miami detectives, the case remains an enigma, and they go on to the case. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this goes on. In August 2007, records show a U.S. immigration judge ordered him deported. Released from state prison in September 2010, handed over to immigration custody at West Miami-Dade's Chrome Detention Center. The federal government annually deported hundreds of Haitians convicted of felonies in the United States. But after the devastating January 2010 earthquake in Haiti, the Obama administration announced it was indefinitely halting deportations to the country. Under binding Supreme Court precedent, ICE's authority to detain any individual is limited when the removal of that individual is not likely in the reasonably foreseeable future, ICE said in its statement. Now, let me cut through all the crap. Obama and his administration are playing politics with this nation's security. Obama and his administration refuse to protect Americans from illegal aliens, some of whom are enormously dangerous. This is a twice-convicted felon. Now, you're telling me, earthquake or no earthquake in Haiti, that the president's first responsibility is to protect the Haitian people from one of their criminals, or to protect the American people from one of their criminals? This should be a national issue. And if we had a real media in this country, we would find out how much of this sort of thing, not necessarily murders, but murders, rapes, assaults of other sorts, are going on with illegal alien convicted felons because this administration refuses to deport them. And I love the argument for the pro-illegal alien crowd. Well, you're going to deport everybody? Well, how about deporting the criminals, for crying out loud? Can we at least start there? We know these 3 people wouldn't be dead from this guy if he'd been deported. And yet, ladies and gentlemen, Obama is so compassionate. Isn't he? When it comes to immigrants, oh, he cares about the poor. That's why he does these things, out of caring, not out of politics. 3 dead people in North Miami. This guy should have had his ass booted out of here a long time ago. Immigration judge ordered him deported. ICE stopped it because from on high, I assume the Oval Office or somewhere around there, it was decided no deportations to Haiti. Now, that directive clearly encompasses dangerous criminals who are illegal aliens, and in this case, Haitians, from being returned to their home country. So that policy had specific consequences. The death of 3 people. Now, this should be a campaign issue, in my humble opinion. It just amazes me in this country. American citizens are considered really by our political leaders as lowlifes, as too stupid to know what kind of toilet to purchase, as needing to have virtually every aspect of their life controlled. Illegal aliens in this country, if they have jobs, that means they have Social Security cards that are fraudulent. But all that aside, this administration clearly doesn't distinguish between dangerous felons and others. Certainly when it comes to deportations to Haiti, since there are none. Now this guy will be caught up in our justice system. We'll be paying for that forever. I mean, it's a side point. He murdered 3 people. But still, we can't wash our hands of the guy. Our prison system, our lawyers, on and on and on. We will link to this story on marklevinshow.com as we link to all stories I discuss on this program. And of course, if you bring it up, you'll be called a racist. But we have to just reject that kind of attack on us, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what color these 3 people were who were murdered. But it doesn't really matter to me. Does it matter to you? Not for selections to Supreme Courts in the states. Not for discussing issues. 3 human beings were killed. That's the bottom line. And they were killed because this administration put a policy in place that coddled criminals from Haiti. They had to know with a blanket policy like this. I've got to reiterate this. They had to know with a blanket policy like this that real, live criminals here illegally from Haiti would get to stay. They had to know it because they released the man. And ICE is now putting out self-serving press releases. From Washington, no doubt, or from Miami. Well, Supreme Court precedent, my butt. What the hell are you talking about? These policies have consequences, whether they're immigration policies, whether they're health care policies, and all the rest of it. Big government stinks. And if you think big government is more noble or virtuous, has more integrity than people acting on their own, you're wrong.